Hello, hello, welcome everybody. We are in the Ostergotland tonight. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but this is the European tech tree destroyer, right? So this one, along with the skein right before it, are just crazy awesome anti-air ships. So naturally, that's how I've outfitted this ship. So, and as you can see, there are no aircraft carriers in this game. So we will have to try and hold our own some other way. We will have to try and be valuable some other way, right? I typically like to shoot at least one rack of torpedoes up through Zone C, kind of where the other team would spawn and come through. With this ship, the torpedo range is like 12 kilometers or something, so it'll go all the way through the zone, right? So, but if you've got shorter range, you'll kind of, I typically like to hold on to them a little bit longer till I'm a little bit closer to the zone. Just kind of give us the best chance to get those lucky hits, right? So we spot a cruiser, and that's always bad when you're a destroyer, right? Kind of this game's mentality, for the most part, is set up like a rock, paper, scissors kind of thing. Destroyers are great at going after battleships. Battleships are great at going after cruisers, and of course, cruisers are great at destroying destroyers, and that's what we're in. So having 2-3 cruisers over on this side is kind of a bummer. So we'll take our shot at him. That's why we saved Iraq for when, ships started getting spotted, right? And then, ideally, I'd like to be able to cap that zone and kind of sneak in right along with this, use this island to our left as cover. But since he pressed into the zone too, there's not much point in, just keeping it contested just for contested's sake, right? It's so easy to get hits on ships to get the defense and reset the cap. It's not worth risking your ship to just sit in the zone just to sit in it, right? So we will shoot another rack of torpedoes at him once they're loaded here. And of course he's going to turn. And then, I decided to open up the guns here, and we do get 2 fires on him, right? So that's awesome. But, and then what I'm doing is I'm going in reverse, if you can't tell. Yeah, so that way, as we got spotted, we now are unspotted by utilizing this cover and this island here, right? So we triggered that fire. He had to use his damage con for the flood that we created when we hit him with that first torpedo. So that was kind of the whole purpose of that, right? So this fire is burning on him. Of course, I'm a little destroyer, so it did not last very long. So it's already over. And we got company on the other side now too. And 2 cruisers over there and a destroyer. Great. Wichita, I think Wichita's probably got radar, or it's an option at least. Celtic wants another fire. So we're going to keep backing up, see if we can't get out of being spotted. This Wichita is probably what's spotting us, unless there's a destroyer that's forward of him, kind of out in front. But this way, if we can get unspotted, we can get some freebie shots on him. Yep, there we go. Now we're not spotted. Torpedoes so close. So frustrating. That's the downside with these long-range torpedoes, right? It's, I guess it's just that much more time that the ship you're shooting at can change directions. I'm still somewhat under the weather, so you still get sexy, raspy Phoenix 6-1 voice for the time being. Alright, moving back in. What is this, third time? Third time's a charm, trying to cap this zone. The other thing too is we have these, we're kind of trying to space out shooting the torpedoes. Typically you don't want to just send, this ship's got 2 racks, right? So you don't want to just send them both all at once. Typically it's kind of a twofold strategy, right? And I even like to mix it up and shoot them at different ships too whenever I can. I'm just gonna kind of like, it's just my own thought process, but give me another chance. If I'm not gonna hit one, maybe I'll hit the other, right? But the other thing too is if you can trigger a flood with that first set that you send, you know, you'll get, they'll use their damage control, and then if you've got a second set that's timed pretty well to come a little bit after, and then if you trigger another flood, then they won't be able to put it out. You know, they won't be able to stop that flood. So that's kind of like the biggest way to get really big damage numbers when your destroyer is those floods. So spacing out torpedo launches can be huge. And then you do kind of have to like just kind of pay attention. You know, if you send one rack, you do have to kind of think, okay, well, they're going to see that first rack at some point and most likely change directions because of it too. So when you send that second rack, you kind of have to take a guess and anticipate what they might be doing in relation to after having spotted your first set, right? So we opened up our guns there just because I kind of knew that that cruiser was going to focus on the battleship that was right in front of him, so I wasn't worried about getting spotted. Although it did kind of give us away for this Wichita that's around the corner here. So I'm getting messages from my teammates to get back, right? And originally I was going to try and sneak up on him, but now he's using radar, so I'm going to use this island as cover and just stop going in that direction. If I were to go out while spotted, you know, he has that upper hand, right? So he would already have his guns pointed right at us, and he would unload, which has got, you know, it's a good cruiser or a good destroyer killer, right? So when I launched, did not mean to launch both racks. I was like in a panic, and the first set when I pulled the trigger, it didn't seem like it was launching. So now we are in a gun battle, and of course the Wichita sees those torpedoes. So I'm going to switch to AP here and just see what we can do. He's perfectly broadside to us, and yeah, we're going to get some good hits. This is insane that we're doing this much damage. We got help, but we get a Citadel. I get a Citadel hit for 2100 damage on this cruiser, so. And we do get the kill there too, but literally we had 3 other ships probably helping us out there, both cruisers behind me and the battleship back there. I owe my life to them at that point, but we did our part in trying to survive, right? But yeah, so he was the only one that those 3 had left to shoot at, so I think in any other circumstance I probably would have lost that battle, right? But it put us up to 32,000 damage. That's not half bad for most of my damage being done with guns on a destroyer, right? So we have engine boost going. I typically, if you're in this type of situation where it's trying to get to zones, I'm using engine boost to try and get to those zones, right? So we'll see if we can't get the cap on A. That way this game will be over a little bit faster. Also, capturing zones is super helpful for that's going to help you out on the leaderboard at the end of the game as well. You know, you're going to have more XP from having capped zones throughout the game. So, and then that plays into like how many credits you earn and stuff like that. So if you're trying to unlock ships through the regular tech trees, through the regular gameplay, which is what I do, I am also still working on the tier 8 ship for after this one, after the Ostergotland. So that's part of why I'm playing this. But that'll help you out. Getting that XP helps progress the game, right? So keep that in mind. So we were in range of this Bagratone before, but I kind of figured by the time my torpedoes got there, he would decide to do something else. So I sent a rack into B just because I knew those the other enemy, the remaining 2 enemy ships were in B, and just in case they happened to head in this direction. If they were heading towards our allies, right, they would meet those torpedoes, but that is not what they're doing right at the moment. And we are getting picked up by his radar. That's a pretty decent range on that radar. But he is not really paying attention to us. We're looking at his guns and seeing that he is looking at our cruisers. So I might as well shoot him, right? We're spotted. We got an island coming up that'll provide us some cover. And then we'll get the zone cap on A, right? But man, I always kind of underestimated these guns. I always kind of thought they were kind of weak, and we're doing most of our damage with our guns. Because we suck at shooting torpedoes, apparently. Alright, we probably have to slow down here a little bit. Just to see and make sure we get this zone capped. And And then, you know, obviously, like, the last living thing to do in this game is go for B and go after these last 2 ships, right? So, this isn't quite a done deal game, right? Like Battleship, 2 cruisers. You know, I've seen things like this get pulled off, but, you know, highly unlikely, right? So, what I like to do is kind of be aggressive, right? So, you know, if I think my team's gonna win, I'll go in and see if I can't get the killing blow on somebody, the surprise attack, what have you. With our whole 37,000 damage, and you guys got to watch me drive from Zone C to Zone A, and then now you'll get to watch me drive from Zone A to Zone B. So much fun having. Aren't you glad you're watching me drive around? All this action, can't handle it. Richie Lou's got plenty of health left for us to take from him. And if he is going to keep moving forward, that will be super, because he's probably not going to suspect that we're here already. Nope, looks like he's slowing down now. So yeah, if we manage to not get spotted and he were to continue moving past this island, we could take a hard left here, and then he'd never see us, but he would meet our torpedoes, right? That's ideal. It's the classic destroyer dev strike, right? Got one cheap shot off there. Ooh, here, we might be able to pull this off, right? Looks like he's starting to move. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit to the right, and then I'm going to do a hard left here, just so we can get the angle. And we're going to dump both racks because he's not going to see these coming. He doesn't even know we're here. Alright, St. Louis, you want some bullets. We're multitasking here. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the 8. I got him. And we didn't get the kill either. Somebody else managed to finish him off there. This is probably going to win us. We're probably going to win on points here. We only got 20 left, yeah. Not even going to get a chance to fight this cruiser. But that put us up to 81,000 damage. That is not half bad for a ship that we've outfitted for anti-air. We will see where we end up on the leaderboard tonight. Yeah, we're working through the campaign for this week still. Second place. Oh, we were close. We were close to first. Almost 200 grand in cash. We will take it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to put out a World of Warships Legends video at least every day. So, yes, more to come.